Thank you, Liz. NASA's twin robot geologists, the Mars exploration rovers, launched toward Mars in June of 2003 in search of answers about possibly the history of water on the red planet. They landed there in January of 2004, and in honor of that landing, the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science is hosting an exhibit. Here to tell us about it is Dr. Larry Crumpler, research curator of the Museum of Natural History and Science. Dr. Crumpler, good morning. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting us.
It is my pleasure. First of all, it smells really good right now because you brought Danishes.
Yep.
Well, it looks like, did you eat part of one of them over
No,
there?
I haven't eaten them yet.
Okay.
We can have those later.
All right. Why did you bring Danishes this morning?
Well, you know, in the past couple of weeks, we drove one of the rovers, and where there was no rock before, after we had driven, suddenly there was this little rock in front of us.
Yeah, the pictures, they've been all over the news. We've talked about them here and on KRQE New this morning. This rock, it's kind of donut or Danish-shaped, but it does not have jelly on the inside, not custard.
Yeah, actually it turns out to be kind of a very strange batch of minerals that we haven't really seen in that concentration on Mars before. So we're working on it right now. In fact, we'll probably, when I go back, we'll probably be doing some uplink to actually look at that rock more carefully.
Okay, so the question is, how did the rock get there? Because it wasn't there, and then all of a sudden, a week, 2 weeks later, it was. What are the ideas about this?
Well, we do frequently when we do turns in place and things, we kick rocks out of place and they kind of skitter around and stuff like it. So we suspect that's what it is. We don't know.
So they think there's a very logical explanation for this, that it just could be the tires of the rover.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now what do you all have with the exhibit? This is one of two in the whole country, so we're really blessed to have this here now.
Yeah, for the past 10 years, we've had a Mars rover exhibit in our museum, and there hasn't really been one for that long elsewhere. But in honor of this 10th anniversary, we're actually putting together a small gallery of some of the top 10 or 20 or maybe more like 30 images that we've actually taken over the past 10 years. So it's kind of an art gallery exhibit of fancy images.
Real pictures taken by the rovers on the red planet. What's some of the greatest stuff? This is the picture of the jelly donuts that we've found in just the last week or two, or at least it's become public in that time.
Yeah, you can see on the left, that's the Sol 3528. That's a Mars day. It's called a Sol.
Okay.
And so you can see we've planned 3,500, and as of today, 50 Martian days since landing.
Okay.
But anyway, on that particular day, there was no rock there. And then we drove a couple of days later, and then that rock appeared. And you can see it's kind of round. And it's kind of, you know, it's so big.
Interesting.
Has kind of a dark red center. And so everybody said that it looked like a jelly donut. But my contention is that it's actually more like a cherry Danish.
More like a cherry Danish.
Yeah, absolutely.
You actually helped drive the rover?
Well, yeah, there's a whole group of us, about 20 of us, who on a daily basis get together and decide what the rover's going to do, kind of analyze the data we got down last night, and decide where we're going to go and exactly what we need to do in order to understand Mars better.
You really are a rocket scientist. What else did you bring real quick here?
Yeah, real quick, I brought a sample here. This is a type of mineral called gypsum. And we've seen this on Mars now with Opportunity, and so that was quite a surprise because in order to form gypsum, you have to have a very particular type of water that for most of the mission we hadn't really thought was present on Mars, but this is also very common in New Mexico. In fact, of course, we have entire sand dunes, the white sands of down in southern New Mexico are in fact made of gypsum.
So this really explains why the Martians went to Roswell, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So they, it felt like home.
Yeah, I'm kidding, by the way. You do some incredible stuff. Folks can go check out the exhibit. It opens up tomorrow.
Exactly.
Okay, all the information about it is on our website, casa.com. Click on the Casa blog. Folks able to talk with you, ask you questions.
And I'll be giving a lecture tomorrow night.
Okay. Dr. Larry Crumpler, thanks so much for coming in. It's a real pleasure. You are a rocket scientist. All right, coming up, we're